so funny.
Hi, Granny Jean.
Hello, Guy Wesley. Reffitt.
It's my warrior patriot.
Yeah, I'm fine. So, Guy, where are you calling from, baby?
I am calling from Okogie County Jail in Oklahoma.
All right. Well, you know what? We have a lot of patriots out here that did a lot of work, with Fannin County. So, why don't you tell us what you've heard from different inmates that have come in with you?
Yeah, so these guys that are coming in here, they're telling me that over on the other side of the road, which is where they house inmates as well, that the walls are covered with all kinds of mold, and it's nasty, and there's people stacked on top of people. They only have so many beds. They have like 10 federal inmates sleeping on the floor. Like, even in this pod, we have 3 inmates sleeping on the floor upstairs. They don't have enough bunks. They're bringing people in here. They're getting paid for everyone who's here, and they don't even have beds for them. So they're just stacking us in here like chattel.
Well, we did do that screen recording of like the sheets and all of that, but then when I tried to give it to Deb, or I did give it to Deb, it doesn't have any volume on it. So when you go to a new jail, they issue you what?
They issue you new sheets. They give you new bedding. They give you a blanket. They give you inmate clothing, which is like the suits. They normally give you a couple of sets, depending on the facility, usually 2. And most all jail standards across the country require them to exchange these things once at the least a week, so that they can take and launder them and bring in a clean set and give you a clean set and take your dirty set. This place doesn't do that. So what they're giving us is stuff that is stained brown. They launder what they do with the uniforms, but they come back looking like they've been washed with an auto mechanic's work uniform, and they smell like it smells horrible. So, and then they give you these sheets. They give you one sheet that has burn holes in it and is brown, and they never change it. They're supposed to change by jail standards everywhere across the Commonwealth at least once. They're supposed to come in and give you a clean set of sheets, or at least bedding, and then you give them everyone so they can launder that for that reason. They're not doing it here.
Well, and also, explain how a lot of the other inmates, they don't understand because people don't get the manuals about the rules and regulations. So a lot of people that have been detained regularly, they don't even understand the process of the grievance system.
That is correct. These guys, not only do they not understand it, but they're scared to do it out of fear of retaliation from the officers from the facility. I've gotten a few to file, the grievances, to help with the grievance process, and we have got some of them put in. But they don't explain it. The handbook is vague. They do have a handbook that they give in on the tablet. Most of these guys are, they've never read it. And even in that handbook, it says they're supposed to exchange the bedding once a week. They don't.
Right, and then you have no access to books. They came in and took those out?
Right. So I think it was around May, they did a roundup, and they came through the facility claiming a fire code problem and said that they were taking the books. Either you sent them home or you lost them. But they rounded up all the books. They cleared out the library. They do not have a library here at all. So you can't even mail in books. Like, I have grievances about that, and the grievance got responded with was, we don't allow books mailed into this facility.
What about Bibles or any other type of religious material?
No religious material. I asked for a Bible since I arrived on the 13th of September. I asked on the 14th for a Bible, and he said the chaplain responded with he would get me one when he gets one. I put in another grievance, or another request for a Bible, and said, look, can you supply me a Bible or not? And if you can't, can I just have someone send one in? And he said, honestly, brother, if you can have someone send you one, that would maybe be the best option. I mean, what does that mean to me? They don't do any religious stuff at all.
Okay, and they also have the county inmates housed with the federal inmates.
Correct. I've never been to a facility where federal and county are actually in the pod in the same area with the federal, and the county should never be in the same two areas. That's a liability. I mean, I am in here with people that have committed murder and convicted of murder. If they decide to kill a county inmate, what kind of legal liability does that put between the state and the federal government? That's never been, I know of nowhere that happens anywhere in for this place.
All right.
They do not follow codes.
Right, and the facility itself hasn't been inspected or audited for at least the last 3 or 4 years?
That's my understanding, yeah. It doesn't shock me either. They're running on a very short staff, and most of these people are anywhere from 18 to 20 years old. They're very young. They're straight out of high school. The officers that come in here, one of the officers that has a ranking position just turned 20 the other day, and she started at the jail a year ago, which means she started here right out of high school, and she's got a ranking position. And answering my grievances, to be honest, how is she answering my grievances?
Well, I think that is one of the big failures of the system is they are so, critically understaffed, and that's something that goes from DOC to BOP. But the reason that you're able to talk about it, because BOP is a different story than dealing with county facilities or DOCs, because BOPs can cause issue with the inmates, more so.
We can't hear you on the microphone.
The BOP has a whole lot different structure. They run on an organized factor. This is utter chaos. Everything is done in this jail, in most county jails, is arbitrarily done and capriciously done already. They just do it however they want, as hard as they can do.
Okay, but a lot of the work that was done for Fannin County, you have seen inmates from Fannin County come back and say that they are doing cleanup over there, right?
That's correct. There's a guy right over here, and another guy just came in from the pod I was in Fannin, and they tell me that they have cleared out some of the pods. They're doing them one pod at a time. They're going in and painting and cleaning and refurbishing each pod one at a time.
Amen.
So he was in one pod. So you guys are doing a great job. You do a Patriot Warriors. You're helping.
Amen.
It's the grace. The grace that we need to get this stuff fixed. It's absolutely abhorrent that we have third world problems in our first world wars.
That's right.
It's disgusting. And you can't send anything for laundry, it comes back brown. So if you try to send a white t-shirt, don't expect it to come back white at all when it comes back. So you have to wash everything up.
Well, yes, and it's really disturbing. There's no access to religious materials, no matter what your, religious, affirmation is.
There was a guy that came in with me. He came in with his Muslim prayer rug, and they took it from him and gave him a brown, dirty, stained towel to pray on.
Wow. Wow. Well, I know that they have call to actions out. They have the phone numbers. I know Jay Jones told me that he talked to Representative Basheen's office, and he's aware of the conditions here in the DC jail. And So Jay got the number to his staffer that is dealing with some of the jail conditions, because Machine really wants to get involved in, that end of it, not just for Jan 6ers, but for all people detained, So we think this is...
America,
Go ahead.
well, what are we doing? Allowing our American citizens to be treated this way. This is a first world country. This is disgusting.
Yep, sure
Right.
is.
That's why the rate of recidivism is so high. It's because they just cause people to feel like they're not, citizens anymore.
They're destroying anybody's moral and they're just their code of being human again. When they get out, they don't consider themselves human. They've lived as less than human for so long. People get convicted of crimes. I get that. Most of these people are pre-trial. This is a county jail. This is not a bureau. These people we should not live in like animals. We live in there with mice, roaches, bugs. It's not good.
Well,
This
you're
is
so
the worst place.
positive. You are one of the most positive people I know, Guy Wesley. And so how do you think the election's going?
It looks good to me, but we need votes. So fight, America. We need to get this done and get it over with. We got 17 days. We don't give up until it's over.
Amen.
And even then, I don't think we ever give up. Not true America.
That's right.
We fight all the way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you stay strong.
That's right.
I
We're
am
out
fighting
here.
in here. You guys are fighting out there. I never lay down. I refuse.
Amen.
That's right. All the way, guy. All the way.
All right. We love you so much.
We're going to help you out.
All right. Love you guys. Love you all. All the picture warriors and angels and protectors. Thank you so
Good
much.
night, step
Love
husband.
you.
Bye now, step husband.
Step husband.
A full moon.
Okay, here's
shining-
a...
Well, and I thank Kim and everybody for putting those numbers together and getting them out. Trooper, thank you. Thank you, Deb. Because it does help Guy, but it helps all those other guys detained too. And like he said, their mindset is that they can't complain, that they can't say this isn't right. And they think not that they almost deserve it, but they've just accepted it. And they shouldn't have to accept that. Jail is supposed to be tough. We're not saying that, you're being punished, but that punishment is being taken out of society. That punishment is having to be away from your family, not having, because then when you get out, your mind isn't healthy, your body's not healthy, because there's no way that you get the nutrients that you need, the sunlight you need, the health care you need. And in Guy's case, where these people are being held up in Oklahoma, they don't even get any books or religious materials. So, there's really no outlet, and no wonder the rate is so high, when people get out. So, thank y'all for all y'all's activism.
Thanks, Reffitt.
All right. Here's a clip that I made the other night when we were discussing this the first time. You can watch that. When you're calling in to the representatives or whoever, it can refresh your mind. Put another one up here that when a guy was in the Phantom County Jail, Sherry read off what happened to him
It's
there.
the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories.
Basically the same thing.
It's the pledge
And then we'll
of
put the
allegiance on
numbers
the
up
4th of July.
that you guys can call. I know Kim did already, but I got a thing that stands out a
It's
little
them
bit better.
sleepless nights alone.
There's one where Sherry read off a
It's his newborn
text
baby he left
that
with
guy
his
sent Nicole
wife.
from the
Mr. Rain
Phantom County Jail.
Lay
And
down, here's a lie.
these things will refresh your mind if you go on there before you call, kind of view them, so you can put the words that were going to come out to your mind. And here are the numbers.
From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California.
There's the numbers that you can call. You can always call your representative and complain about
And his 18th birthday was
how
the day he was
people in the jails across the country are being treated.
laid down his life.
We need to get this stuff straightened out also,
For these thoughts
not just for the J6ers, but for all the people. That these people are human, and they're not animals.